Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Welcome back to the TI5 Chinese Qualifiers, sponsored by very long post-game discussions. And because of that,
why you gotta hate, dude?
we're going straight into Game 3. Draft is on the way. On its way.
Alright, whatever.
Let's go.
So, I wanted to ask a question really quick, as we're gonna probably get the draft up in a second.
You can take your time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I can take my time. It's like, we got all the time in the world in the draft. It's fine. So, I'll give you some spoilers. Oh, JK. We'll see it on screen. Energy Pacemaker, first ban, the Batrider. I had a question is, do you think that Energy Pacemaker would feel comfortable enough doing the same thing twice against Wings?
No, that was a one-time thing.
Ban.
What they just did? That strat or the first game strat?
No, I mean like what they just did.
Okay, so no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they might feel comfortable, but it would be a big mistake, I think. Wings are not going to make the same mistake again.
They
even
banned
banned
it.
that.
Okay.
Well, it's
just
interesting
seems-
that EP have been Dire every game, but first pick is actually swapped. So it seems EP prefer Dire anyways, well, which is unconventional. Like most teams prefer Radiant these days.
Yeah, that's true as well. I just thought it was a bit odd that you would ban a hero like Batrider, even if you weren't planning on doing the same thing, because I think Batrider is actually really good against Deathball in the sense that the high ground becomes significantly harder, and oh dear.
Oh, it's happening.
That's a Drow Viper.
Can I change my prediction to EP? Like, this is...
Well, you guys
They're
said
gonna
that
get crushed.
Wings were the ones who beat this, correct?
Here comes Rubik.
Why Rubik?
Because they want to roam early with the Rubik, and that's what they did in that game. They can also steal Viper Strike. It's a guaranteed spell steal the whole game. It's actually kind of nice against the Drow, for example. It's not an incredible pick. Like, I
10
personally, I don't think
seconds
Rubik is the best pick here, but I think they're going to do it. And
What about Clock
they'll
instead?
try their early roaming.
5
Clock or
seconds
SD maybe?
remaining.
He could work. Yeah,
Really?
they're both good,
Yeah.
actually.
I've seen Bristleback do quite well against the
Reserve
Durset
time.
strats as well. Just a hero that can run in and not worry too much about being brought
Maybe
down too
not
fast.
Is that against Drow and Viper?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
That's the
Viper's
problem.
actually the problem.
if it was just one of them, I think it would be okay.
How important is it for Wings to set up their picks in such they could support a
There's the Rubik.
Radiant team
support
ban.
a Spectre?
Zend, you are on a roll today. I would just like to give you a shout out. Your predictions have been spot on.
Thanks, Andy. I'm going to kick your ass at pool later. God.
So I like the Darkseer in the sense that obviously
10
Surge is great
seconds
against both
remaining.
heroes. You can get your whoever you want in and out, like core-wise. But it also
5
has a tendency to be able to punish, I think, a Drow lane in general, where a lot of heroes
Dire
off lane in the
team
early game
back.
might not be able to do. Because Drow, with any support, like, you're going to need some method of deep push if you're going to be getting like double shells on these creep waves.
No, you just pick a ranged hero and they just hit.
They just hit the creep.
Yeah, they
you
just
think
hit
that's
the creep.
enough?
Yeah,
Even
and they
being able
deny
to,
on the
like-
creeps either.
Pick support Doom and save Devour.
Radiant team
That is
ban.
actually legit.
I'm
That's
sure you.
Lumi legit.
As
Lumi legit.
soon as Louis says I was right, that sounds like the worst thing ever.
Or you could pick Chen to dominate the creep that he's, and then you just like jungle.
You can
Dire
take
team
Omni Knight and
back.
repel it.
It's a debuff the.
Does not get rid of Iron
It doesn't get rid of Iron
Oh, okay.
By the way, Energy Pacemaker need to ban Spectre now because they do
Why?
Darkseer Spectre all the time. XCD love the hero, and it wrecks Drow.
Yeah,
Ten
and I guess you can use
seconds
Spectre more as like an early mid-game fighter, but I feel like EP will see like a Spectre
5
pick as something
seconds
almost that they
remaining.
can deal with because they're going to be looking to end the game so fast.
Sure, fair enough.
And it takes Spectre a long time to truly
Reserve
become
time.
like late game scary.
By the way, if you guys hear any like me opening can noises, I'm just opening a can monster, so do excuse me.
He learned from James.
And that was impressive, actually. I'm a fan. Well done, Lenny.
How's it taste?
Just like
Dire
a
team
monster would.
What? Of all the things to say, that's what you say?
I got caught while drinking.
So that means that your brain doesn't work because you're drinking Monster?
His brain doesn't work.
Okay, that's fair. We can just stop
Yeah,
there. Okay.
not while drinking monster.
Alright, so Energy Pacemaker, they get the Viper, they get the Drow, they take
10
out the Peel.
seconds
Obviously, very good in the mid-late game against both of these heroes for obvious reasons. No deep or no
5
way to
seconds
really get away
remaining.
from the Peel once he's on you. And also you can doppelganger off or even dodge Viper Strike with the ability.
Reserve
So
time.
I'm thinking Energy Pacemaker is still maybe a tiny bit favored.
Just insert random ranged hero as their next 3 picks, and you're still favored.
Did they still go back for
Rubik.
Visage?
If there was like a random ranged hero option, like I feel like they could just click it.
You're going to be right once then, so here's what you do. You just keep saying Rubik throughout the entire draft. If it doesn't go in this game... No, you know what?
Then he's wrong, right?
I believe in you.
Radiant
Disruptor.
team pick.
Silence great, and Glimpse both great against Queen of Pain and Darkseer.
That's a good
really
pick.
nice pick.
Yeah.
Unlike Rubik.
Hey, got him.
You
Dire
didn't guess
team
Rubik.
But I said Rubik earlier.
Yeah, but you said Rubik for Energy Pacemaker. You didn't say it for Wings.
I said it for Wings second
As
pick.
second pick, but now you got to rehash it every time.
If they would have banned it, I also called Rubik.
Okay. Okay.
You just predicted. I think Rubik's like the most picked hero.
Just
as
gotta
well.
mention some heroes. I'm like,
Well,
yeah, called it.
Rubik is the most picked hero in the qualifier, probably, or like top 2 or something.
Yeah.
So chances are you're
Okay, I'm gonna up my stakes. I'm gonna bet all the nothing I
10
just got
seconds
from that.
remaining.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet it on Lena as their next pick for Wings. Do I get
5
any credit if
seconds
that's right?
remaining.
I'll tell you what. If you get the Lena right, all of your nothing is doubled.
Reserve time.
Oh, that's great.
I'm thinking Wings will go Shaker into Spectre.
You really think they're going to
Famous
take Shaker
Shaker.
against these heroes?
Well,
How is the Shaker ever going to get farmed on this team?
the
though?
Shaker's not getting farmed. He's selling boots and then getting a dagger from it.
At 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I still don't think Shaker's going to be picked. Not at least not by Wings.
And why isn't? Oh, there you go.
Well, I said not by
I know,
Wings.
that was perfect. Like you timed that, not by Wings, and then
1 second off.
Whatever, man. Pull it, dodge. Get off me. I got this.
his predictions, I
This is pure luck.
better than anyone.
How is it luck? There was no way they were going to take Shaker.
Oh, the nothings are
Dire
doubled.
team back.
Nothing doubled.
What now?
Well played.
All right, can I triple my nothing if I guess the last
All right, I'll
one?
tell you what. If you guess the last one, you're back to positive. You no longer have nothing. You now have something.
All right,
That's high stakes, though. You got to guess.
but what do I lose? I lose nothing.
10
So it's
Yeah,
like
you lose nothing.
remaining.
super value bet.
It's a free guess.
Decent.
Okay.
5
Decent odds.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
He's looking at his phone right now. He's like, all right.
Absolutely.
Reserve time.
Trying to catch up with the 5-minute delay.
So what core?
I think Spectre is actually still pretty likely for Wings.
Okay.
But it might be the next ban for Energy Pacemaker.
Ooh, like
they're gonna ban Lycan.
Radiant
Dude.
team ban.
I don't think like a hero that Wings have played a lot, Morphling, is definitely not the choice. I think even if they really like it on XDD, that is just really awful here.
Disruptor's so good against Warframe.
Yeah, Drow and Viper are also both pretty good. And
What about Gyrocopter?
10
Gyrocopter's still in the pool, by
seconds
the way.
I don't think Gyro's
That's not
actually
a good matchup for Gyro.
Yeah, Viper and Drow
5
kind of wreck him, I
seconds
think.
remaining.
he's good with Vacuum. He's decent with Rubik in lane. So there's definitely some
More
merit.
to
in
like
this.
stop the push with the big
Any
team
chance
fight.
of a life stealer?
Dire team pick.
Good old Queen of Pain bombs into the Drow Disruptor.
It's good against Drow. It's not good against Viper.
Radiant team
Wait,
pick.
Whoa.
do they ever play Wisp?
I've seen EP do this a couple, like not leading up to the qualifiers. They played Wisp once or twice. But
So who's the core?
I mean, Shaker off lane, I
Shaker
think
off
is.
lane,
Okay. Go solo mid Wisp. Come on.
That would be fun to see. No lie for a third game.
Well, this is another pocket strat, right? From Energy Pacemaker.
you got, like-
I don't think I've seen them pick.
You gotta guess, man.
10 seconds.
20 seconds.
remaining.
Spectre.
Okay.
Let's go.
I will say Jug.
Let's go my
5
wings.
seconds remaining.
We're just.
Oh, okay, we're both wrong. We all lost.
But
That's
this is a
actually a
great
nice
pick.
pick.
Yeah, this is a great pick.
That's pretty good.
Is it that good against Disruptor though?
No, it's not good against Disruptor. I think it's good against Drow. I think it does decently against Viper. It's a little bit. It's a special matchup. And
It
he
does-
owns Wisp.
Yeah, it does well against everything else, pretty much.
Yeah,
Except for the Disruptor.
So I think it's pretty good.
Okay. And
It's good with Darkseer. We forgot to mention that Iron Shell on Slark is godlike. So if they can get a good early game off that, was that the carry they played when they stomped the Drow strat?
Yes.
Yes, I think they
Yes,
picked
it
Slark
was,
in
yeah.
that game too.
The
But
game
now-
ended when he pounced into the Roshan pit with double Iron Shell on, and that was it.
but you have to kind of assume now that maybe EP want to go aggro, right? Because you see Slark picks. And they already have Viper, Drow, and Wisp, so I think there's a really good potential that EP just
10
completely
seconds
punish this
remaining.
pick in lane.
They could do that, I guess. I could see that safe lane Shaker against.
5 seconds
Shaker's not really
remaining.
ideal here for. I guess you could 1v1 in mid.
No, you don't even have to. You don't have to try lane. You just have to put like maybe just Viper, Wisp bottom or something like that, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
any like off lane dual lane with
I
range.
don't think that's enough against Rubik Lina.
Okay.
Prepare for battle.
Well, because if you catch a telekinesis, it's actually a kill. Telekinesis into pounce into Lina stun. Wisp can't
Maybe
deal
you
with
do
that.
need a third hero, yeah.
So if they put Shaker top, he's one-on-one against Darkseer. That's an awful matchup. Mid would be, in that case, be Quap versus Viper. I guess that's Viper. Or unless, well, if they run the aggressive trial, I guess it's Quap versus Drow.
Yep.
That's okay for Drow, I think. So, I mean, they could try it. I think the Shaker will have a hard time, but it might be worth it in the end if they can shut down the Slark.
Alright, this is the final game between Wings and EP. I don't think a lot of us expected EP to make it to game 3, but hey.
Gods and I actually both said 2-1 wings.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Cinder
How does
and I
it-
didn't say it. Cinder and I didn't say it.
How does well Sin's been 100% on with his predictions today.
That is
Where are
true.
you at?
So I'm gonna call Wings,
30 seconds
Okay.
to battle.
Yeah,
just to
Wings.
keep up my streak.
Wings OP.
Yeah, wings all the way.
We'll have to do one game, I think, at the TI qualifiers where we just do a quadcast. Just YOLO, you know.
The whole game is just making predictions and
And laughing and making fun of people who get their predictions
What do you
wrong.
think the next rune will be at bottom, Draskell? Ha, got you, it was a regen. What? I think this is gonna be a bounty.
Maybe.
Alright, I got that one right.
No odds. Okay,
The
so
battle begins.
we're getting into the game here.
And
Both
the
teams going to get one
tribute.
bounty rune respectively. Looking at the lanes, Old Chicken, we already mentioned playing Drow, likely going to end up in that 1v1 scenario. Maybe even has the Wisp come to help him out against the Queen. This looks like he's still in the area. But what do you think, Lumi? What do you think of the lanes?
seems good.
Seems good.
Yeah,
Thank you for your input.
you're welcome.
Very well said. I guess Super's still kind of here for the time being as well. I mean, they're leaving the Shaker in the off lane versus a Lina and a Slark. It's a lane that can kill him with relative ease, I would say. He's done the standard, like, block his lane off with a Fissure, try to get it closer to the tower. He'll be able to get a lot here.
I don't think they actually blocked the pull camp, right? So this
You
is
mean,
all.
yeah.
So this is really all he's gonna get. He's gonna get level 2, maybe check the rune at the 2-minute mark, and maybe gank mid for a bit. But
Dire's
we're gonna
top
see
tower
the
is
problem
under
that Cinder
attack.
pointed out earlier when we were talking about a Shaker. He's gonna have a hero that really doesn't have a purpose. It feels.
So you don't think that at some point in this game, like, if he manages to get up to Arcanes, like, before, like, 15 minutes or something like that, you still think it's just going to be one of those heroes that just kind of sits around and doesn't really do much?
I mean, he could get arcanes and stuff if his team gives him farm priority, which I'm not sure if they will. Let's TP back to the T1. I almost think that Disruptor is just more valuable as a hero with the item than Shaker. And I'm just really sad that teams are... Oh, actually, hold that thought, because that's a perfect block. There's a slow. He's going to toss it back, but Shaker will be able to catch up thanks to the...
Oh, Roshan the Knight. Roshan the
No,
Knight.
he's going to get the punch off. Punch!
No, he doesn't hit him hard enough. He doesn't do enough damage. The Tango healed him up. He wasn't going to get the last hit.
Actually, with... Rubik had boots, and Shaker does not. So.
Yeah.
Well played.
Now Super, showing how powerful he can be. Speaking of, Blink taking a very unfortunate trade. Luckily for him, Old Chicken actually missed twice up on the high ground, so he didn't take even more damage off that.
I think I saw a Slippers of Agility purchase on Drow, so I think he's stacking Wraith Bands.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's coming up on the courier. There you go, there's another one. Although I think he needs a little bit more regen against the Drow as well. Or never mind, the Wisp is...
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah.
I think he's fine. It's pretty standard to go like Aquila Wraith Band or Aquila double Wraith Band with treads, and then just build into like S and Y for the mid game. just so your team has that ridiculous range damage bonus. Like
Yeah.
the Viper in the safe lane is going to get pretty much free farm.
Not that he needs any help.
No, he doesn't. But I mean, just being able to secure the last hit's a little bit easier. You'd be surprised how many people just miss like even like 3 or 4 CS in the first 10 minutes.
Yep. So the last time we were watching this kind of matchup, hold that thought. I think he's dead now.
Yeah, he's saving Glimpse for a really long time. Has no TP. Could be the first blood. Wants to get into fog. Not going to be able to. Glimpse back. And there is your first blood. Yep, been picked up by LT.
So the last time that when Wings played against a Drow lineup, XCD Slark went for drums first, and then into I think Shadowblade. And we were kind of questioning, at least Owen and I were saying that maybe the drums was not really necessary. How do you feel about drums first in this case?
For Slark.
Yeah.
I think drums are the item that you buy when the enemy team is pressuring you enough to where you need to react. I think that if you wanted to play a Slark against these types of heroes, and they were pressuring you, drums would be a perfectly valid option. I think that Shadowblade is bad against teams that have a tendency to want a 5-man, which I also think the Energy Pacemaker will do at some point, even with a Wisp, just because they have that Drow aura and they have the potential for pushing out really fast. I don't know, I think it has its merits, but most of the time you want to go for like maybe a Keela Treads, just try to farm, max your Dark Pact, then go for either a Shadowblade or like a Blink into Scotty. I think that's pretty much the bread and butter of any Slark.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think drums also could give him a little bit of extra HP, which, I mean, the damage output of EP is going to be very high, in which, you know, the extra 200 health or 100 health will give you the, perhaps a pounce away.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How is the Queen 17 and 13 when Drow is Drow? And has 8 and 8 CS?
That's a very good question.
Like, how is Blink winning the lane this hard?
Radiant's top
Even
tower
when
is under
Old
attack.
Chicken has a Wisp. I mean, he's not been there 100% of the
Look at his
time.
damage.
Yeah, he hits for 87.
Yeah.
The Queen still hits
Is
for
he
like
just
74.
missing CS?
He's got to just be getting outlasted really badly and making inefficient trades. That's like
Yeah.
the only way I can see you actually winning this, or losing this. And he even has a high ground ward. Like, it's actually insane that he could be losing like this.
I mean, Old Chicken generally don't lose lanes like this.
Yep.
So I'm very, very confused as to what happened. Maybe some really advanced micro or aggro tricks from Quap.
He's even skilling, I think, stats, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Quap, the Queen, the Drow.
The Drow, of course, yeah. Well, early game here, Slark already picking up his treads. Viper staying pretty consistent CS with a safe laner, so nothing really too surprising
Glimpse
there.
back.
Yeah, Super kind of caught out here. He's going to lift on the Viper, Fan being thrown back. I think he's still dead, though. He needs like maybe one more poison attack. It goes through.
Yep.
And that's going to be a kill for Fan. So 3-0 for Energy Pacemaker in this early game.
I mean, they generally always start the game well, so.
Solid rotations, getting a couple of kills, maybe getting like a tier 1 or 2.
Yeah, and they always pick very strong laners for Fan as well as Old Chicken, so it's nothing too surprising, I think. The question is what they're going to do with it, because this Slark is going to be a big issue eventually, and they don't really have an answer for it apart from just you know, a good glimpse into a static storm.
My other question would be for him is the Slark timing going to be fast enough to stop Energy Pacemaker from reaching that really scary mid game?
I don't think so if he gets the drums. That's why I think you just need to go for either quick blinks or quick Shadowblade, yeah. Forgot for a second. Actually, getting Silver Edge and breaking the Nether wall, that's a free kill. Breaking the Nether Toxin is actually going to be pretty big for the rest of the Wings.
You mean if he goes for Silver Edge?
Yeah. Well, if he's going for
Radiant's
Shadowblade,
top
then he's
tower
going to
is
definitely
under
go Silver
attack.
Edge after. A little bit of D-war
Radiant
action on the mid lane.
structures
Oh,
are fortified.
surviving 5 HP.
I would actually argue that Silver Edge is better against the Drow than it is the Viper. I mean, it's a really good work. The Nether Toxin is nice, but you take away marksmanship and aura. I mean, not
Well,
only
I imagine that if you're going to get close to her, she loses a lot of her.
she dies anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she loses the a lot of the agility bonus, but I still feel like taking it away entirely, and the fact that she gets no bonus damage is still maybe a bigger benefit. And plus, you're going on a Viper. I mean,
So what we're saying is Silver Edge is going to be good this game.
it is good, yes. It is definitely good.
So we'll see if he's going to go for it.
Super kind of just wandering around
This is
here,
how
going
he.
for an aggro ward.
That's how he plays Rubik all the time.
Oh,
just
he placed a
heavy
ward,
roam.
saw it. They're probably going to D-ward that straight away. That is really unfortunate for Super.
No, they pinged out Ancients. They thought they.
No. He placed a ward before the Rubik was on low ground. And we're going to see a lift here on the Old Chicken.
Oh no!
That Sonic Wave, the glimpse back onto Blink. He does actually have his Blink off cooldown. Has a regen rune to his name, so he won't have to go back to base, but that timing, that could not have gone any worse. And that would have been a big kill.
Yeah.
The Queen is now starting to fall behind a little bit in last hits. Like, he's still ahead, but compared to what he had before, he wants to go for
He
this
gets a kill
all-in
anyways?
kill. Oh, there's no bottle charges left on the drow. How could this happen, Lumi? How could you just stand there and die?
Well, you don't have Gus, that's how. He went all stats in Aura.
I guess that makes it even a more difficult question. If you go all stats and 3 Wraith Bands, how do you actually just die to that? Like, he didn't have...
This game makes no sense.
Okay, I'm like super confused right now. The last 2 games have been pretty back and forth. You know, even though Wings won the first game and then EP won the second, they weren't like total stomps either way. There was still a lot of conflict in each of them.
I mean, these games are getting long. There could be that players are starting to lose a bit of focus.
That's true. I mean,
this is not the time to do it, though.
everything's on the line here for both of these teams.
Well, you're not eliminated, but... By the way, he's going to try to get the D ward. I think they expected the Ancients to be warded, because they pinged the Ancients as soon as they saw the Rubik leaving from that area, but...
Oh
so
yeah,
far,
they could have assumed Ancients instead of the high ground ward, that's true.
So far, nothing was attempted to be D ward.
Well, for now, the early game, it's still pretty quiet. Just a lot of solo kills happening, and top lane, we haven't really checked too much on the Darkseer after the first kill that he had against him, but Angelai is still doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's level 6 right now, almost 7. They're even going to send the Queen of Pain up to this lane. The question is, do they actually get... Oh, they're sending a lot more than just the Queen. Okay, here we go.
Hopefully she doesn't miss Sonic Growth this time.
Here comes the bait from Angelai. They're going to take it, at least for the start. Blink forward coming in. They're going to be able to take down the Disruptor, no problem.
And I think they should be able to work on this tower for a little bit. Probably can't actually dive that Viper. Yeah, oh, actually, I thought he had mech finish. No, he's just got a headdress. XDD is still free farming, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's expected, right?
Yeah. It's actually kind of surprising that Viper is leading the CS when you have a free farming slog on the bottom lane.
Drower, man. I'm telling you. I actually think that in the top lane, it's much harder for Angelai to lane than it is for the Shaker.
Yeah, because he has to dodge around the Iron Shells and stuff.
Well, Glimpse is ridiculous, right?
Oh,
I'm saying that the
tower
offlaner is
under
having a
attack.
harder time from Wings than Energy Pacemaker's offlaner.
Yeah. I think EP needs to go for a Roshan sneak. I'd like to see one of the supports get a medallion, smoke into the Roche with Drought, and just
Who
take
gets it though? The Wisp can't really buy it, right?
Maybe the Disruptor. Shaker actually could get it, but obviously he has much more important items to get.
I mean, it would be cool to see, but
Yeah.
I kind of doubt that he would be able to put forth that towards, or that much gold towards anything that is only for a kind of an all-in maneuver. I don't think they're far behind enough to feel like they need to all-in. They're also going to get a glimpse on a JDH here. He's going to go for the immediate teleport out, and will be able to do so.
Smart decision.
One of the downsides of playing a Disruptor when you don't have another support who can stun. Or if you just don't have enough damage. Because I don't think that Fan was in the area. He was kind of walking up the ramp to try to get to him to throw out a Viper Strike, maybe.
I'm personally not a big fan of
Dire's
Bottle on
middle
Shaker,
tower is under
especially when
attack.
you're not playing a very active roaming style. Because in team fights, a lot of times you need burst regen to get off another fridge room.
Dire's bottom
And I feel like
tower
this is kind of
under
like
attack.
a waste of 700 gold because you're not fighting much better, you're not ganking much better. Technically you can be with the bottle, but
Well, with an Invis and Echo, you can do something, right?
yes, well, let's see if he's going to be actually using it. Oh, there's a glimpse back here against Rubik. They will actually get the kill. I mean, this is why I think that Disruptor is such a
Dire's
powerful
bottom
hero.
tower
How many
is under
kills have they
attack.
got
Oh,
just
is that
from
another
glimpse?
kill?
That's another kill.
All right, inside the jungle here, we're going to see XD picks out the Wisp.
I think all of the kills they got is from glimpse.
Yeah,
Every single one of them.
That pick for them has done so much work.
Yeah.
Now, how early on did
Dire's
Wings
bottom
pick
tower
Darkseer?
is
Because I
under
think that the
attack.
Disruptor was a reactionary pick for the hero.
Dire's
Second pick?
structures
Yeah,
are
they second picked it.
fortified.
Okay, here comes the Invis. Wait for the Echo. I think he could even solo kill the Queen here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, the creep wave is dying, so a lot of the bounce damage.
Maybe
is left.
not. He only has level 1 champ, but he has level 3 Aftershock. He's going for the stun lock, gets the fissure off. There's the
Oh,
static
there you
storm to
go.
follow it up.
That's it.
But it's not quite enough damage. He's going to blink away. Where's the glimpse? He's too far.
1600 cast range.
Radiant's top
Oh my
tower
goodness.
has
Oh,
fallen.
he's so
1200.
close. Okay, that did not go nearly as well as I thought. I think he didn't have enough mana for enchant. Yeah, he couldn't use the third skill, so instead of being able to stun lock him the entire time, he like needed to echo, bottle charge, fissure, and then enchant to be able to have enough mana.
I mean, that's a perfect example
Dire's
of what I
middle
said
tower
earlier. You
is
just
under
want
attack.
burst mana regen.
Yeah, but I mean, he still could have gotten the kills with a bottle, is what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
even if, I mean, yeah, arcanes would have been easier because maybe he thought about it, like when he was using his spells to just hit the arcanes. But being able to just get one bottle charge definitely would have killed both of them.
So I think what happened with Disruptor is that a lot of Disruptor players like, okay, I'm going to Thunder Strike for the sight, and then I'm going to Glimpse once they're a little bit out of range. But that Quap just covered so much distance thanks to that Blink buff. It's this patch, right? She did get a Blink buff.
It was a couple patches ago, but
Okay.
yeah, she did receive a lot of buffs. 1300 range, yeah, it's very good.
Slark in the enemy jungle, kind of exactly where he wants to be. And this is also really, really good against a team that relies heavy vision to deny these ganks.
Dire's
Slark
top
will
tower
scout those
is
wards,
under
and
attack.
his teammates will deboard him.
I think Slark is one of those heroes that is very rare to see against a lineup like Drow Viper in general, just because it's so often seen.
Because of this, right? He can't do anything about this.
Well, yeah, he can't do anything about this, and also in lane, he's extremely weak. Like, there's a reason why we never see him mid. And if he goes to any other lane but safe, it's going to be with supports who are very good during the early game laning phase. It looks like Super maybe going for the 9.
Radiant's
Unfortunately,
middle tower
they hit
has
way
fallen.
too hard. Not going to be
Dire's
able to get it.
top tower.
Tower going to be dropping here on the side
Tower
of
has
EP.
fallen.
Also going to see a Viper Strike on Angelai. The Glimpse is available. He's got the Thunder Strike vision right now. Tries to vacuum his way out, but not going to be successful here. And Angelai is going to drop. That gives Fan a killing spree.
Yep. Fan is getting really fat. I mean, got so many kills off Glimpse on the top lane. I also wonder what Disruptor is Disruptor getting an item, or is he just getting wards? Please just let him get an item.
I mean, he has Arcanes. It's not that bad.
That's not for him. That's for the team.
Yeah, but I mean, still having Arcanes isn't
Yeah.
bad even for yourself.
I mean, look, if I know I'm getting items for myself, I'm going to straight up get a point booster instead of getting Arcane, or at least a Staff of Wizardry for some utility item. This hero with items just does so much.
CD. Gonna go for the immediate TP after the Shadow Dance, preventing the Glimpse into
Dire's
the
middle
Static Storm.
tower
Nice
is
play.
under
Yeah.
attack.
Because you cannot dispel Glimpse. There's nothing that could dispel Glimpse.
Yeah, it pulls you out of Yules, pulls you out of Phase Shift, pretty much just screws you no matter what, unless you Manta style it, because then you're actually invulnerable. Same thing with Dr. Alright, Old Chicken getting the Oldheim Tower here. Laguna to follow up the mist on Dragon Slave to be there as well, along with a Fade Bolt. Blink gets that kill. Teleport reaction coming in. It's going to be Fan. JDH going for the immediate TP. It seems really the weakness of their draft is just teleport scrolls at this point. Queen going up to the high ground here. Going to throw in a Shadow Strike and a Scream. He gets Viper Struck. I think he's going to die to the damage before the TP actually goes off. Oh, he
Slark, though.
barely lives. Slark coming in. He actually gets caught out by an Echo Slam into an Enchant and
wow.
a Fissure. Looks like he didn't have his Dark packed up or his Shadow Dance that time. Angelai making his way out of the team fight. Glimpse was up, but I do not believe they had vision.
I think killing the Slark was huge, but like you said, EP just can't get kills because Wings just straight up TP out. They have what, 2 ways to cancel it? 3 if you count Enchant Totem or Echo Slam.
I mean, the Shaker has 3 ways. The Disruptor has 1.
Yeah, pretty much it.
But still, that
Now
was...
if he has an Aghanims,
Okay, true. That's true. I think he probably would go Aghanims eventually in this game as well.
I sure hope so. It's so good against Queen of Pain.
And Slark too.
Yeah.
Because if you get caught out by the Storm right away, and like say you get fissured, it gives time for the field to go up, and then you just can't pop BKB and you just die.
Yep.
It's very, very strong.
So I believe Roshan is being started here by EP, and they definitely have the damage to do it. Yeah, Fan should just tank it for the Drow.
Yeah, Mask of Madness. Something that we don't see super often anymore. Not like last patch where it was almost every single game.
I feel it's very dangerous to get Mask of Madness against this Wings lineup though.
I think it is dangerous in the sense that the Stark and the Queen, maybe even the Lina, have the opportunity to bully. But I also think maybe they could have gotten Roshan without the Mask of Madness, but it does help. Like just having that item that allows you to get that pushing speed just a little bit faster. Shaker also, now with the Blink Dagger, at just 16 minutes is an offlane.
Yeah. EP is overall playing really well in this first about 15-16 minutes. They're getting the key items they need. Shaker done with Blink. They have a Quab is also doing well though with the items almost being finished. How do you feel this game is going to shape in the next 5 to 10 minutes?
Radiant's middle
I think if
tower
Wings
is under attack.
manage to delay it to ultra late game, the Stark will just carry,
Yeah.
and the Queen as well.
I don't think they'll get there.
But I think Energy Pacemaker have the opportunity to just straight up end the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think their
Radiant
lineup actually has
structures are
that much fighting
fortified.
potential, especially with a Shaker having the Blink. Like, if they get 1 or 2 good engagements
Radiant's
into
middle
tier 2
tower
pushes
is under
with the help
attack.
of their Aegis,
This
I
could
think
be
they
it,
can
Miss.
just...
Like if he Echo Bolts the supports, here comes the Blink,
Goes for an
Enchant,
Enchant.
Invader, trying to block a little bit. Echo could just get the kill, but they won't want to use it. Right now, the Luna kind of stuck there in the middle. Meanwhile, Slark coming, trying to do a little bit of static storm, not hitting anybody, but the glimpse back. It's going to be the kill, I believe. No, there's a little bit of magic wand up. I will say we'll hit on Fan, though. Fan does have the mech. He should be absolutely fine. There you go. Getting hold on to HP back. Slark pouncing back in, not connecting there. Echo's going to get used on 2 heroes. My goodness. That's 2 more kills. Can they get at the high ground glimpse? He's trying to dark patch. They have vision. Glimpse is going to come back in. He's going to have to Shadow Dance, protect himself a little bit, but this Shaker doing a lot of work. No enchant there. And he TP's out, but 4 heroes dead. EP looking for high ground.
Radiant's middle tower
Okay,
is
so that
under
actually
attack.
went way worse for Wings than I thought it would. The Echo coming in from the Shaker was absolutely massive to stop 2 heroes from being able to act at all.
Yeah.
And they even lost, I think it was Super at the start of the fight. I mean, even the Queen didn't even do anything, so Blink
Radiant's
pretty
middle
much not
tower
able to
has
add
fallen.
anything in terms of contribution, and not having buybacks this early is pretty common, so 18 minutes. Energy Pacemaker looking to go high ground, teleport coming in from JD.
Glimpse back! Oh my
He's
goodness.
still waiting for his ultimate to come off cooldown. There is going to be a lift, but with the Mask of Madness, it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. XCD trying to force Energy Pacemaker back, but they just don't care. He gets a melee Rex.
Well, they're going to probably get a kill. Drow Ranger just now just
Radiant's
running out
bottom
there.
tower is under
She still has
attack.
Aegis.
That's the mech timing.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Alright,
fallen.
I think they need to chase this.
By the way, I just have to credit the fact that Shaker has
Radiant's
not
middle
given away
barracks are
Fissure
under
once
attack.
to Rubik. And obviously you could easily enchant Totem after every Fissure, but just good heads up.
Do you know what I love about this game?
Yeah.
The fact that Synderen was hating so hard on Shaker and he's actually winning the game for his team. Well, maybe not winning it for his team, but he's done very well.
He did really well in that fight.
Yeah.
To me, the MVP right now is Disruptor.
I have to rip on Synderen because I love him. You know, it's an affection thing.
Yep. Enchant Totem, Fissure, but he blinks it and chase. This is like
This is low speed chasing right now.
yeah. I mean, it could be high speed if we watch all the frames.
All the frames are for noobs, Lumi. We only need like 1/5 of the frames, 1/5 of the time. So I guess that's 1 in 25, right? Something like that.
Yeah, good.
Fractions are hard. So Slark, maybe he's going for the BKB rush. Maybe he just feels super unsafe and trying to go into the team fight against the Shaker, against a Disruptor so early. Even just having a Shadow Blade, he could very easily just get caught out and die.
Yeah, it seems like, especially against the Static Storm, the BKB first is very valid. It also allows you to kind of spread the Darkseer damage through the Iron Shell. I don't think that EP is going to be focusing on kind of right-clicking the Slark. So the BKB is actually going to protect him for quite a bit.
I'll see if he's able to make anything happen with it, as right now, it's 20 minutes in and Wings are down to Rax, a team that I even personally thought were going to take the series 2-1. So if it goes the
Dire's
way
middle
of
tower
Energy
is under
Pacemaker,
attack.
a lot of people were talking about how this team was somebody, or a group of 5 who overperformed maybe. Like got to a point in the CI qualifiers that not a lot of people were expecting them to get to. And now they're looking to take down one of the other favorites in Wings.
Still overperforming, perhaps?
Nah, maybe not overperforming anymore. After a while, it becomes an expected level, right?
I guess so. And they're going to look to Siege Tier 2, Shaker all his stuff up. I believe...
God, he is so farmed, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Like, Blink Force at 20 minutes? I mean, yeah, killing the Rax gives you a pretty good influx of gold, but... I mean, he's higher net worth than
Dire's
the...
middle
well,
tower is under
than
attack.
most everyone that's not a core.
Radiant's
He's definitely higher
bottom
net worth than
tower.
Darkseer, which is
Dire's middle
impressive
tower
considering
has
that Darkseer
fallen.
farms much faster.
Yeah.
Here we go, T2. Not going to get defended at all.
I think it's the right call, though. I don't think Wings can fight an open field. This Slark needs BKB before Energy Pacemaker goes high ground. Blink just finishes up his Aghanim,
Radiant's
so that's
bottom
really good.
tower has fallen.
But he's still quite a ways away from that BKB. Still needs around 800 more.
Right, Wings is calling for a flank from the north side.
Age is faded. That's actually good for Wings.
Good war being dropped.
Okay, which one went down first?
They all went down first. Drone's gonna
Were
get
they-
used.
okay,
They're
see
gonna
the
jump
war.
in now. Surge. They're looking for a vacuum. Vacuum LSA. Can we get a static storm on top? BKB has to be used by Fan. In fact, they're actually glimpsed back into where they came from. On the back line here,
Radiant's
Slark being
bottom
forced to
tower
jump
is
away.
under
Nobody
attack.
dies, but
Dire's top
Well, we're
tower is
missing
under
glimpse again.
attack.
Did the static
Radiant
storm actually not hit
structures are
anything, or was that just
no.
perfect world?
Perfect world. It hit the Lina as well as the Darkseer as they were coming in.
All right, well,
Glimpse.
see one
Like
glimpse
it.
on the Fan. Doesn't look like the Pounce made contact there.
The only
Able to walk away.
the only downside for EP is that they actually use their BKB on Viper and Echo Slam, and they decided to still keep on pushing with it.
I think they're just a lot stronger. Like seeing the Slark not having a BKB. I mean, look at this tower. It's almost dead already.
Yeah.
It's at like 10% health. Might get denied. Let's see if Wings are able to do do so.
Radiant's bottom
Actually have no
tower
idea
has
who got it. I'm
fallen.
expecting Fan. Yep, there we go.
Wings is like, why are we dealing with this again? I thought this ain't happening on game 3.
It's happening even faster than it did in the second game.
Yeah.
It took 37 minutes for Energy Pacemaker to win the second game.
That's some wide route.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Main
attack.
and Frost.
Oh, it's all level 2 Frost arrows.
Yeah.
Did they change? I think they changed the scaling, right? Yeah, okay, it's 15% difference at every level. It used to be where like the 4th point was so much better than every other point that most every drow had to max it. But nowadays you can actually split your points a little bit better because each level of Frost arrows has the equal level of effectiveness. The more you know.
Them actually backing up surprises me a bit because, like you said, there's no BKB on Slark. So they could have actually forced the issue quite a bit. But
He
now...
just- He bought Blink twice and sold it. Sorry, I was confused.
Yep. Buy, sell, buy. Does he really need the blink though?
No, he sold it again, I think. Oh no, he does have
Yeah,
it.
it's coming. I guess you just like blink in and force the fight to happen, but
I think when you're in such a strong position, having a Blink Dagger means that anytime like the Lina or the Rubik are caught outside of the base, or maybe even the Queen, if he doesn't throw a dagger on you before he blinks away, you can just follow him. Like you can just get a Viper Strike, blink forward, just keep giving him the glorp, and then he just dies.
great work by Wings on the low ground. Not gonna get scouted. Perfect vision. Exactly what they need. We'll see if vision is enough to actually stop this. Wings back here. Gonna go on Fan. Fan still has a BKB.
It's a very risky situation. They do manage to steal the Viper Strike, though. I want to say that's one of the first times this game Super has gotten it. I know he's still in Glimpse a handful of times, and he might have gotten Fissure, but Viper Strike is so good to steal.
And so easy to steal. Surprised I do have an actually gone through. Her XCD on the front lines. Very, very slow push from EP. Patience, well.
The thing is, if anybody
Radiant's
ever gets
top
out of position
tower is
even
under
once,
attack.
then the Disruptor can just glimpse them back into a guaranteed kill, or the Shaker can go in for a Blink Echo. And then it's just, you either have to buy back if you're Wings, or you potentially lose another set of racks. And at 25 minutes, they don't have the heroes to deep push it.
This could be big. They're looking to fight right now. Darkseer has the blink. If they can get vacuum and LSA, here comes the wall. It hits on everybody. They just blow up the whip immediately. BKB gets used. The mech came out late. Static Storm looks like it really got nobody except the Darkseer, but Darkseer has really done his job. And they're chasing. Slark going to work, actually missing some pounds. I'm not sure if they want to focus on Fan. It's time to back up here. LSA Echo hits on 3. Oh my goodness. And the push goes the other way. Queen of Pain dies. And Slark is the only one alive. Well, Darkseer is healing as well. I think that's going to be another lane of racks.
Radiant's
That
middle
Echo,
barracks
though,
are under attack.
honestly, like what more could you
Radiant's
have asked from in
middle
that
barracks
situation?
has fallen.
Looks like they were tunnel visioning a bit too hard, trying to get more value out of chasing them out of the base. Are they really going to try to go all in here? Couple of attacks selling on XCD, blink forward, back him up to 1. Old Chicken going to pop that Mask of Madness and run away. Here comes a silence. And there was one auto attack missed up high ground by the Drow. They're going to go in for the melee racks. And July wants to go back in. He does have that Blink Dagger. Kinetic Field trying to zone out the side of Wings so they can get more damage on the racks. They might lose a Disruptor. Glimmer Cape is popped. Still very tense situation. Can they keep the melee racks alive? Everyone's kind of getting low here. They're sitting on the front line. Viper Strike stolen once again by this Rubik. Cast on Old Chicken inside the base. Fissure comes out to try to help him. Interlock going to be the first one to drop. And it looks like Slark is going to quickly be following suit. Teleport in, coming in from the Queen. He has ulti available, throws it out, only hits on the Wisp.
no.
It's not enough damage. He gets silenced up, blink forward, and enchant from the Shaker. Doesn't even need it.
That's
Gets
it.
the kill.
GG.
Good game, well
Radiant's
played.
bottom
Energy Pacemaker take the series 2-0.
Those echo
Radiant's
slams.
tower.
Those echo slams for Shaker. Holy.
Okay, so I gotta be totally honest. I actually thought that Wings would be able to defend and just win the game because they had Slark late game.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I actually thought was gonna happen. But in the end, it seems like the rare form of the Shaker and the off lane ended up getting